Hello everyone. Welcome back to this channel. On this occasion, we will once again discuss several leaks that I managed to find and that I think are quite interesting to talk about. As usual, this information comes from fairly credible sources, namely Anon Leaks and Sakura Haven. Alright, without further delay, let's get straight into the discussion. How are you all doing? I hope you are all healthy and doing well. This time, our discussion is a bit different from previous ones, because these leaks are relatively long, complex, and even reveal differences in perspective between the two sources. Therefore, this discussion will be structured carefully so it's easy to follow and doesn't cause misunderstandings. This time, we will be discussing major information focused on the distribution of character paths in honkaistarrail version 4.x, particularly from versions 4.0 to 4.2, and even touching a bit on versions 4.3 and 4.1 more specifically. The debate began when Sakura Haven released a long post explaining the results of their analysis regarding future character paths, similar to the explanations they provided during the version 3.x era. In their initial post, Sakura Haven explained that there is a fundamental difference between how Hoyoverse handled placeholder paths during the Remembrance era and the new approach being used for the Elation path. In version 3.x, Hoyoverse was known to use destruction as a placeholder path for Remembrance characters before the path was officially released and finalized. However, for Elation in version 4.x, the approach appears to be different. According to Sakura Haven, Hoyoverse is now using the base path that best matches a character's kit before eventually converting it into Elation. As an example, Sakura Haven mentioned that Yaoguang originally had Harmony as her base path, while Sparkle used Destruction as her base before both were ultimately moved to the Elation path. With this understanding, Sakura Haven then drew several important conclusions. Next, Sakura Haven revealed that one character in version 4.1 is currently listed as Quantum Nihility. However, they suspect that this Nihility classification is only a temporary base path, and that the character will most likely be converted into an Elation unit later on. Furthermore, Sakura Haven mentioned that there are 4 other characters who have already entered the internal testing stage and may soon move into active testing. These 4 characters come from the Preservation, Elation, Hunt, and Erudition paths. When combined with the characters mentioned earlier, Sakura Haven estimates that there are at least 7 new characters scheduled to appear between versions 4.0 and 4.3. In addition, Sakura Haven outlined a broader picture of characters that are still currently in testing. They mentioned the possible existence of 1 Harmony character, 2 Hunt characters, 1 Abundance character, 1 to 3 Erudition characters, and 1 to 3 Destruction characters. However, Sakura Haven added an important note: some of these characters could be Elation in disguise, meaning they use older paths as a base before eventually being transferred to Elation. They also emphasized that Remembrance is now its own distinct path, so the use of Destruction as a placeholder for Remembrance is very unlikely to happen again. After Sakura Haven's lengthy post circulated, Anon Leaks responded with a rather firm statement. In their post, Anon said that many people had shown them predictions about future character paths and asked whether those predictions were correct. Anon stated that they did not want to create conflict, but felt that the community deserved more accurate information. According to Anon, the circulating predictions were very different from what they knew. They emphasized that, as far as they were aware, up to version 4.2, most new characters are Elation characters. Although Anon did not explicitly mention Sakura Haven by name, the timing and context of the post strongly suggested it was directed at Sakura Haven. This prompted Sakura Haven to make another post in response. In their follow-up post, Sakura Haven stated that they only shared information based on the data they had. They explained that if one includes the possible release of the Elation main character, then the number of Elation characters would indeed exceed non-Elation characters by about 1. They even broke down their calculations clearly. Version 4.0 features 2 Elation characters. Version 4.1 likely includes 1 Elation and 1 non-Elation character. Version 4.2 potentially adds another Elation character. And at some point the Elation main character will be released as an additional Elation unit. Altogether, this could result in 4 to 5 Elation characters versus 2 to 3 non-Elation characters. Sakura Haven also stated that they understand Anon sometimes has more concrete and useful information for the community. However, they expressed confusion over Anon's claim of having more accurate truth, since the information being conveyed was largely aligned with what Sakura Haven had already explained. Sakura Haven emphasized that the main focus should be the accuracy of the information itself, not who was first or most correct in presenting it. On the other hand, Sakura Haven also added one piece of information they labeled as SUS, namely the suspicion that version 4.0 or 4.1 would introduce a lightning element character. Considering that version 4.0 already includes sparxie, fire, and yaoguang, physical, lightning seems like a reasonable element to appear next in version 4.1. Anon Leaks then responded again to Sakura Haven's post. They apologized for any misunderstandings and explained that their perspective on version 4.1 does not align with Sakura Haven's analysis. Anon reiterated that they did not intend to argue, but could not share the full schedule too early due to personal risk. As a result, they only conveyed the key point that most new characters up to version 4.2 are Elation. They also stressed that while there are points of agreement, there are significant differences in path distribution that make Sakura Haven's analysis feel suspicious to them. Anon then added a particularly crucial statement. According to them, La Mancha will be the only new 5-star character in version 4.1. They even ended their statement with the phrase, "Let's see who is right," which indirectly challenges Sakura Haven's prediction. This statement clearly differs from Sakura Haven's view, which previously suggested that version 4.1 could include 2 characters, 1 Elation and 1 non-Elation. If Anon's assumption that there is only 1 5-star character in version 4.1 is correct, then a follow-up question arises: is La Mancha a lightning hunt character? Considering the presence of lightning ascension materials and new hunt traces in the 4.0 beta? Or will there instead be a new 4-star character that has not yet been revealed? In response, Sakura Haven offered a calmer reply. They emphasized that they are not overly concerned about who is right, as long as the community receives accurate information. From their perspective, even if there is only 1 character in version 4.1, the overall structure of upcoming characters after 4.0 remains largely the same: 1 hunt, 2 Elation, with 1 being nihility-based, 1 preservation, and 1 erudition. Regarding release order and patch-specific details, Sakura Haven stressed that certainty will only come closer to the actual release dates. In conclusion, the difference between Anon Leaks and Sakura Haven is not about whether Elation will dominate, but rather about the details of path distribution, the number of characters per patch, and the release order. Both agree that Elation will be a highly dominant path up to version 4.2, but they differ in how that dominance will be concretely realized in each patch. Alright, that's all for now, everyone. So what do you think about this long series of leaks and the differing perspectives between Anon Leaks and Sakura Haven? Please share your thoughts, opinions, and speculations in the comments section. Don't forget to share this information with your friends who also play Honkai Star Rail, and make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss any important updates. See you in the next update.